you're seeing guys at that size 6'7" that can get up and down the floor and that can move, but not at that level though. Zion's one of those guys. I'm missing I'm missing so many guys that with that tall 6'6", Charles Barkley, bruiser type guys, but play bigger. But Zion athleticism trumps all of theirs by far, and when you add that to the mix, it makes him a one-on-one.
I feel like everybody is gassing the Pelicans up right now, and I'm not mad at it in any way, shape, or form. I'm just mad at how long it took the love to get here. Because before the gas, it's not like people were silent when it came to the Pelicans. There was an absurd amount of hate. And when I say hate, I actually mean hate. As a Pelicans fan, I can be one of the first to tell you that the Pelicans are by no means perfect, and to an extent, they've even gotten very lucky along the way. That being said, some of the hate that people had for the New Orleans Pelicans was out of pocket. When the New Orleans Pelicans won the 2019 NBA lottery, it was one of the happiest basketball moments in my life. But I couldn't really be happy for too long before the media and everybody tried to take that moment away from me. I'm sure a lot of people forgot, but I haven't. If we go back to the Pelicans winning the 2019 NBA lottery, we can find people and outlets suggesting that maybe, just maybe, Zion should consider going back to college for another year because the Pelicans are that incompetent of a franchise. Forward to today, and we have a lot of those same people, a lot of the people that doubted New Orleans, talking about how great they are and how they're going to go 75-7 this NBA season. Now, I know in this situation he's obviously joking, but it's pretty clear that he is a fan of what the New Orleans Pelicans have built. And at this point, how could you not be? The New Orleans Pelicans are incredibly deep. Not only are they incredibly deep, but they also have two of the best young players in the game right now in Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. Brandon Ingram's only 25 and he's getting better every season. Last season, his points per game went down to 22.7 from 23.8, but if you watch the New Orleans Pelicans, you'd be able to tell that he was a far better basketball player than he's ever been. At this moment in time, he's a far more complete basketball player than he's ever been. Now Brandon Ingram is a true point forward. He sees the floor very well. He plays very controlled and he knows exactly when to pick his moments and exactly when to get his teammates involved. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but in the NBA, that's a very valuable skill. Last season, B.I. averaged a career high in assists at 5.8 per game. The weight that he's put on hasn't slowed him down or deterred him at all. As a matter of fact, it's only made him a better basketball player. I know everybody wants all of the talk to be about Zion Williamson, but it'd be criminal to talk about the New Orleans Pelicans and not mention Brandon Ingram. B.I. has been a steady constant in New Orleans, and without him, there's a chance that this whole thing unravels before it even gets started. Do you guys want to know how locked in B.I. is? To quote B.I., "If I'm going home, I just want to watch basketball. I don't want to watch anything else because I always think about who's working harder than me." He said this when talking about how Michael Jordan highlights keep him locked in. As I say this, for some reason I can't stop thinking of that Kawhi clip where he's asked if he watched the Lakers game from opening night, and then he responds with this.
I don't watch basketball like that. Whoever we play, I'll see the film, but I'm pretty much not watching the games on TV.
Guys, this is the ultimate Kawhi response. I honestly don't know why I ever expected anything different. To get back to talking about B.I., just check out how much confidence Willie Green has in him.
I think when it's all said and done, people are gonna respect what he's done in this league, and I think he will be one of the best players to play.
Willie Green said, "I think when it's all said and done, people are going to respect what he's done in the league, and I think he's going to be one of the best players that has ever played the game." And after B.I.'s 28-point, 7-rebound, and 5-assist season opener against the Brooklyn Nets, he reiterated this thought, saying that he was incredible. "I still believe that he's going to be one of the best to have ever played." That's some high praise coming from Willie Green, but speaking of the season opener, almost everything went right for the New Orleans Pelicans against the Brooklyn Nets. To open the season, the New Orleans Pelicans would dub the Brooklyn Nets 130-108. In the words of Kyrie Irving, New Orleans came in here with an intent to show us why they're going to be competing for championships in the next few years. Even Kyrie knows that the Pelicans are really good and their roster is really deep. Larry Nance, Najee Marshall, Devontae Graham, Jose Alvarado, and Trey Murphy make up a fantastic bench. As a matter of fact, I said this before, but I really want to make a separate video to highlight just how good I think that Trey Murphy is. To be short, Trey Murphy is a 6'10" sharpshooter that has explosive athleticism, who just so happens to have been working on their handle and all-around game. He's the ideal type of forward to pair with a player like Zion Williamson. Coming into the season opener, it had been over 533 days since Zion Williamson played a regular season NBA game. It's been an even longer time since I've seen Zion look this healthy. The shape that Zion is in right now does not even look real. He's more lean, reactive, and twitchy than I have seen him in the NBA. The Zion that I see right now reminds me a lot of Duke Zion, somebody that could truly control the game on both sides of the basketball and do whatever it takes to help a team win. Zion's trainer, Jasper Bibbs, said that this offseason they focused on body composition, body weight, fat, etc., while maintaining and improving flexibility, strength, and power. They also focused on improving his overall fitness. The more weight he carries around, the more stress it puts on the body. He also said that they focused on aerobic and anaerobic basketball-specific conditioning. They wanted to get Zion back to where he was before his injury. Bibbs thinks he's a better athlete than he was before, and I'd have to agree. Now, as I say this, and I noted that Zion also seemed more explosive to me, I understand why others might not have that same sentiment, because if you watch a lot of these highlights, and you watch a lot of these drives from Zion Williamson and these finishes, you'll notice that he's not getting that high off the ground relative to his maximum vertical or jumping ability. In my opinion, not only is Zion a better athlete than he was before, but he's also a bit more tactical. What I'm trying to say is that I think that Zion is choosing when and when to not use his athleticism. If it's needed, then he might go ahead and dunk the basketball or put somebody in a poster. But if it's not, then a simple layup will suffice. If Zion is healthy, he's going to dominate. Layups, dunks, hook shots, it really doesn't matter. This guy is so skilled that, honestly, a lot of times it feels as if his strength and athleticism overshadows his true ability. The dexterity and skill that you need to pull off some of these layups is truly impressive. You add that in with his imposing physical frame, and you see how a guy like this was able to average 27 points per game in essentially what was their first season in the NBA. I say essentially because Zion only played in 24 games in his rookie season. Through Zion's first 85 games, he was averaging 25.7 points on 60.4% from the field. What's really terrifying is that according to Zion, he's got a lot better since then. To quote him, they're going to see that I've matured off the court and on the court, and they're gonna see that my game has evolved. I'm going to show the world things that I've had in my arsenal that I didn't show before. What we'll soon witness is a Zion that's transformed mentally and physically. When Zion was asked why he's always smiling now, this is what he had to say. I can't stress how happy I am to see Zion back and confident. Speaking of, did anybody else check out that I'm back shirt he wore ahead of the season opener? Zion would go on to give the Nets 25 points on 11 of 22 from the field, 9 boards, 3 assists, and 4 steals. My advice to you guys this season is to watch as many Pelicans games as you can. I'm not even gassing right now. I think that this team is going to be so much fun. And for those that are still doubting, I think that they're going to be surprised. Just ask the Brooklyn Nets, who, by the way, we have a lot to talk about when it comes to Brooklyn. They were down 4-20 to start this game. They came out so lethargic and uninspirational that I kind of want to get concerned, but then I remember it's just the first game of the season. There's a long season ahead of us. And if the Pelicans really are this good, then this is just another loss. Which, I mean, even if it's not, it's the first game in October. Like I said, we have a long season ahead of us. The Nets' decision to single cover Zion with Ben Simmons was very interesting. Ben Simmons would go on to fall out. He'd score 4 points and he would get 5 assists. I love the fact that this Pelicans team is so good now that if you help, that there's going to be a basket scored. CJ can shoot, Herb can shoot, BI can shoot, Jonas can shoot, and also Jonas can finish. I can't tell you guys how many years I had to deal with the Pelicans having no wings and bigs that could not put the ball in the basket. With that said, I wouldn't mind us signing another big body big that could rebound and protect the paint, but that's a topic for another time. Guys, let me know what you thought of Zion's debut. And also, let me know how many games you have the Pelicans winning this upcoming season. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop. Until our next upload.